Hey everyone, this is the final presentation demo for Heroic Studio, Redline digital twin project. So this is the help text that is shown when the user starts the program. Um, it's it's pretty detailed, but everything here I will basically go through in this video. Um, so yeah, so the few movement modes. This mode I'm in right now is the WASD and mouse look. So it's like a first person game. Press shift to go down, space to go up. And also there's a function called height lock. So you see how if I'm here and I want to go over there and I want to see like this, I'm kind of moving towards the floor. If I want to lock my own height, I can change that toggle or press tab. So you can see it's changing, and it will lock the height, so you can just scroll over, and you can press control if you want to go faster too. So the main user story for this program is the user wants to see real data from the building, like in a visual format in the space itself. So this is real data from Raspberry Pis. The program jumps to the latest day data is available. That's 9 for the 6th. There's 2 Raspberry Pi sensors only, so we've had to shuffle them around a bit. But so yeah, there's a bit of gaps in the data because we've been developing the server and things like that. But over the next few days before the presentation, if we can do a live demo on the day, there should be a nice consistent data there. So yeah, there's data for quite a few rooms, 4 rooms. So yeah. So there's a few startup tests that run when you first run the program. If you run it in the console, you can see all these lines. So these are the startup tests. So checks all the nodes exist as it should. It checks that this program requires an env key to read the data and also an env key to write the data, but the write the data is for the Pis, not for the Godot client. So yeah, if it all passes, it says all startup tests passed. In case of any errors, here's what happens when there's an error. So this is what happens when there's no internet whatsoever. First, it tries to ping the server, then it tries to ping Google, and based on that, it will tell you if you have internet or not, and can't really search, or just don't have internet at all. So there's no end file. It's can't read the key. And there can be multiple errors output at once. So this is one where the read key load and it can't reach the server, but it can reach Google, meaning there's something wrong with the server or connections to the server, but the computer has internet. And so here's what's output to the user when there's an error, and as in the multiple errors can show at once, which is nice because it's not like there's like 5 dialogues you have to click okay. Multiple errors just show at once in the start. In terms of help, if you want to click the help button, you can click that or click F1. In terms of what else, you can scroll through days with this, and it will give you errors. So that's when there's no data at all. And if you go into too far into the future, it says date cannot be in the future. There's an example room here, so this room is in the database, but there's no data. And this just shows an error. And there's also on floor 3, there's another example info point where this returns a HTTP error 404 because the room doesn't exist at all in the database. So there's a subtle difference, but yeah, so there's a bit of comprehensive errors. So in terms of advanced user stories, there is 2 shortcuts in this program. There's tab for disable the height lock, as you can see, and also M to change the movement mode. Oh yes. Let's call this a semi-advanced user story for this, but there is mobile controls. You can use this on a phone, but we don't currently have a mobile release, but if you're on a Windows laptop and you can't access the keyboard for some reason, as actually happened to me in real life once or twice because of remote access that wasn't working very well with the keyboard. So I was just using the mouse. So if you have a touchscreen laptop, which many people do, you can explore like that. Now, once again, the height lock also does apply. So you see it's going up. But like now it's locked, not locked, locked, not locked. So yeah, it's a bit of an advanced user story. But the hock, yeah, so it's M is the mode to change the movement. Oh yeah, this is what I would call the main movement mode. And this is what the movement mode starts at when the program starts. Is the movement it goes in, just like a map you drag around, like Google Maps essentially. So this is a bit restricted. It doesn't rotate. It stays in this rotation. But if you want to explore, you can just press M and just freely move around. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the client. In terms of more configuration, advanced user stories, the API has a few extra functions that aren't exposed in the client. So I'll just scroll down. So this is Flask, so it's in terms of routes. So this is the data report route for when a data comes in. These are the debug routes to check if you're reading and writing, and there's just a simple ping. So yeah, the get latest data from all rooms of a floor. That's not on the client itself, but that returns all the readings for all, like the latest readings for all rooms on a floor. So this one isn't used in the current client, was used in an early iteration. It lasts 24 hours. Like, for example, it's 7 p.m. now, so it would be from 7 p.m. yesterday to 7 p.m. today. These are the ones used in the client, which is 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. for a specific day. And if you don't know what day is the latest day that has data, this like wraps that in and it returns the latest day as well, and as well as the readings for that day. These are some human readable helper routes because the output is in Unix time, which is number of seconds since 1st of January 1970, which is very useful in terms of you just add seconds. You don't have to worry about days or months or anything to a computer, but to a human, it's meaningless. So this just returns the human readable data if you're printing it in a console and you're using curl or something like that. So there's tests for the server as well. I'll just do them now. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of tests here. There's a test for every error, every success, and every error. It's testing it's the right error, testing it's the right HTTP response code, or testing the success goes through successfully, etc. etc. Just doing what it should be doing based on that input. And all these tests use dry run function, which is it will pass data, but it won't edit the database. And that's the same thing for the Raspberry Pi when it gets the. I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, it's pretty. I'll get to that right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the server. And so this is the Raspberry Pi, and it reports once every hour. But if you want to change that to more often, you can edit the cron tab. So this is the cron tab. So this string just means once every hour. This means on the 0 of every hour, it will upload a temperature, essentially, and log the upload of the temperature. So if you wanted to edit that, you can go 0/30 is, I think /30 is once every 30 minutes. That's what it was originally, but I changed that. So yeah, that's a bit of an advanced user story. So I'll just go through the tests for the Raspberry Pi. So yeah, it's pretty simple test, just 2 tests. Just make sure the temperature is read, and make sure the temperature uploads with a dry run, which doesn't actually edit the database, just make sure the request is valid. And the Pis get the temperature from a TemperGold thermometer, and I put it on a USB extender because if you plug it in directly, it's getting the heat from the Raspberry Pi itself is affecting the reading and making it more hot than it actually is because it's detecting the heat from the Raspberry Pi itself. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the video demonstration, and yes, we will attempt a live demonstration, but as you know, things can go wrong. So yeah, I think this is a good tour. Thanks for watching. Get back to the